When I was in 6th grade, my first ever insecurity of my entire life was those circles or like those lines under your eyes. And the reason that I even found out that this was a thing is kind of messed up, but like I feel like I should share it with you guys. So what happened is there was this guy sitting across the class from me, and I noticed he had these insane dark circles under his eyes. And this kid, mind you, was like early teenage years. And I'm not even joking, when I saw this, it literally scared me. Now, no hate to this guy, didn't mean it in a bad way at all. I was like, oh, I wonder if I have that. I've never even looked. So when I got home that day, I looked in the mirror and I saw that I had them too, and I started stressing out like crazy, looking up YouTube videos, everything that you could think of under the sun. Now, when I would look up these videos, I would see some people telling me one thing and other people telling me something completely different. So here's the actual truth, and I watched like literally like multiple videos from dermatologists to get this information accurate, and I took notes. So in this video, I'm going to give you a literal checklist of everything that you need to know, and if you follow this, your eye bags and dark circles, anything under your eyes, are going to minimize as much as possible. First off, let's start with the causes. The first one is lack of sleep. If you're not getting 8 hours a night, this could be a strong reason as to why you might have dark circles or eye bags. Lack of sleep has a lot of other issues too, like causing inflammation, giving you more acne, and it's probably the worst thing for your health. Secondly, you'll have allergies. So you'll notice that on certain times of the year, like for example, when spring hits, you're gonna have a lot of pollen. And for some people, this will make this entire area of your face swell up, including the bags under your eyes. So treat your allergies and this will fix that. Next, we have salty food. I've talked about this in previous videos when it comes to getting chubby cheeks. I highly recommend watching that if you haven't seen it. But consuming foods with high amounts of sodium or salt or even sugar is actually going to cause bloating in your face and your entire body, but more specifically your eye bags. This part of your face stores a lot of fluid, and what that's going to do is actually cause that fluid to retain even further. So try to avoid salt and sugar to decrease bloating as much as you can. So those are going to be the main causes of eye bags, so just keep that in the back of your head while you watch this. And at the end, I'm going to share with you an insane hack that anybody can do at home right now after watching this video. Anyway, now that you know the causes, here's the things that you can do to prevent the eye bags from forming as much as they will in the first place. Number one is going to be getting good sleep. Elevate your head when you're sleeping. So if your head is tilted down and your legs maybe by chance are above your head, that will cause the fluid to go towards your head, which is not good. As long as your head is the top thing when you're laying down, like it's above everything else on your body, you'll be fine. Decrease your sodium intake. Drink less alcohol. So alcohol actually dries out your skin, and considering that the skin under your eyes is the thinnest skin on your body, you do not want it dehydrated. And finally, before we get into what you can actually do to reverse your eye bags, the final thing you can do to prevent them is treat your allergies. So take any medication that you need. And this method is actually the reason I'm making this video in the first place, because essentially what happened is I woke up the other day and my eyes were unbelievably puffy. Like literally under my eyes, I have never had bags this bad. I looked like 10 years older than I actually am. I'm 19, by the way. But yeah, I wake up, I go in the bathroom, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, how is this even possible? I start pressing under my eyes. So for this method, it's very simple. What you want to do is take a few spoons, throw them in the freezer. The material that you use doesn't really matter. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a spoon. I believe the reason people do use spoons under their eyes is because it's very gentle, it's very easy to use, and it actually kind of like fits your under eye area perfectly. So I took these spoons, put them in the freezer for about like 10-15 minutes, and they got perfectly cold. Now, I've tried putting ice under my eyes, and the biggest issue with that is, like I've said before, your skin is very thin. So when I put ice under my eyes like this, it almost burns, and I feel like that probably isn't a good thing. When you do this, it seems like they take a lot longer to get freezing cold. So when you put it under your eye, it's not as cold, and also your body temperature warms it up very quickly. I'm doing everything in my power to fix this. Like I said, I'm literally like rolling things on my eyes. I'm putting in under eye cream. Nothing worked. Now, when I tell you what I think caused this is I had a stuffy nose, and I actually slept in a very weird way where my head was tilted over my pillow like this. So my head, like I said, don't do this. I literally told you guys, but you don't want to have your head being below your body, because that will allow a lot of fluid to drain up towards your head, and that's essentially what I think happened to me. Also, for whatever reason, it was freezing cold in my room, like absolutely frigid. And I think because it was so cold, it made my stuffy nose worse. And when all of these things compiled on top of each other, I woke up with the most puffy cheeks, face, under eye bags, literally everything. So I started looking up methods to fix this because I literally had no idea what to do. And that's where I came across the spoon method, which I did not think was going to work, but it actually did a lot better than you think. So when I had put this under my eyes, when I tell you, I noticed an instant difference. Like, not only did the puffiness go down completely, like I looked completely normal, except my cheeks were still chubby because I had nothing to like, I guess, depuff that. Under my eyes looked honestly better than average. Like, they didn't even just look like less puffy, they looked like literally better than they normally do on a day-to-day basis. And after watching that video that I told you guys about with the dermatologist, what he said is that this actually causes your skin, muscles, and everything under this area to tighten up. So essentially when you're using that cold therapy, it's just tightening the skin, making it so it's not going to look as saggy or puffy or anything of the sort. Now that you know the spoon method, let me put you on the literal craziest thing I've ever seen. I thought this was fake until I watched a ton of different videos explaining the science behind it, and it's actually crazy. So this older lady had pretty saggy eye bags, but I'm just going to watch this video and show you guys.
So you see all these bags under my eyes? I'm 54. Anyways, I'm very self-conscious of them. And I found this. It works amazing. A little bit on. And all in under 3 minutes.
So what you just saw in that video was not fake. If you're anything like me, you would have easily said, okay, this is just a trick to sell more product. But I did research into it, and with the notes I've taken, like, it's actually kind of crazy how it works. So there's an ingredient that is used in these specific under eye creams called sodium silicate, and you can fact check this. So this forms a clear film on your skin that tightens the skin as it dries, creating a temporary smoothing effect on your skin, basically adding a real life filter to your face. It's actually insane. What I've also discovered that might be a negative side effect of this is, number one, it is temporary. It is not going to last you even probably an entire day. But let's say you have a photo shoot, you have prom, or anything that you want to prepare for, using this will work and have probably a couple hours worth of effect. I also found out that some people have allergic reactions to the solution, so be very careful. You can find this on Amazon, and if I was buying this, I would honestly just get the cheapest one. I don't see any need to get one that's really expensive. They're just going to upcharge you because it seems like it's really effective. But just make sure that if you want this effect or you have any saggy skin under your eyes, you get something with sodium silicate. So the active ingredient needs to be sodium silicate. Otherwise, you're probably getting some sort of cream or something that's not going to do exactly that. So the exact one that was used in that video is called Peter Thomas Roth. So if you want to get it, I'll link it at the top of the description. I'm not sponsored by this, but for full transparency, if you use my link, I will get a commission from that. So I'll get like a small percentage. That being said, if you find one cheaper or one that you think might be more effective, go ahead and get that one instead. I'm just doing this for ease of use so you guys can easily access this product. I might actually try this for one of my TikToks soon, so we'll see. All right, so I feel like I've said this multiple times now, but this is the actual most forbidden method. Please don't do this, although it is extremely effective and will work. So one thing you'll notice as you get older is the fat beneath your eye right here might start protruding, and that's what can give you that extreme like eye bag look, and most people don't want that. Now, I don't know what the surgery is called, but there is a surgery that you can do to essentially remove this fat. Now, once again, I highly suggest against doing this. I'm only informing you for the sole purpose of just letting you know. Maybe you can tell someone about it. I'm against cosmetic surgery. I think that you can make yourself look better many different ways that isn't going to cost as much and also isn't going to literally cause permanent damage if it goes wrong. But what the surgeon will do if you happen to get this surgery, they will cut open your eye under this area and essentially just cut the fat off, take it out, and then your eye bags or this like plumpness under your eye will go away. So if you wake up one day like me with extremely bad eye bags and you feel like you're in a panic and you feel very insecure, you don't like the way you look, the two things that I recommend doing is this. Number one, moisturizing under your eyes. Number two, using the cold compression therapy, aka the spoon method. And if they're really bad or you have really saggy eye bags, just try out that under eye cream, I guess, or not. It doesn't really matter. I don't care what you do. Hope this video helped. I'll see you guys in the next one.